So, for Christmas, my brother got me a Nintendo Mini, or Classic Mini. And I thought I would talk about it a little bit because Nintendo is part of my childhood, part of what, the parents gave to me at a very young age. And the reason I haven't gotten, or I didn't get this when it first came out is, there was the whole uh, lack of, lack of supply. So there was that. There was the uh, the scalping issue, and me not wanting to pay a lot more than. And really, I feel like my price point for this for the emotional, where I would just you know be emotional and want to grab it and pick it up, was probably $40 probably, and that once it came out, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe $60, maybe I'll get it, maybe I'll pick it up, and but then with all the problems with the cords and the problems with, as I said, the lack of supply, scalpers, it just became a thing that I wasn't really interested in, or wasn't feeling like it was worth my time to get. Most of the games on the Nintendo Mini or Classic Mini, I have access to. You can find them online via ROMs and via other things. If you have a whole lot of desire to play them, you can get them. But I suppose there's probably a Nintendo shop, but I don't own any Nintendo systems anymore. But yeah, there's maybe, I was looking through the list, and there's maybe 14 games that I would like to of the Nintendo era that I was thinking I would like to add to the system if I could. And so I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't probably won't hack it. It's probably just not worth it to me, you know, to do that. Yeah, and just having them all in one place, you can already find them pretty easily. So probably not worth it to hack it to me. Just because it's work, and it's, I don't know. The legality is not, it's like a law to. These are cheap thrills, right? They're things that are, a quick you perform a small mental physical action, and you're rewarded with something popping across the screen that makes you feel good. You see your winner sign come up, or you see a flashing, you see fireworks on the screen, and or you see a stat increase, or there's very things that trigger it, that attempt to trigger an emotional response of joy and it realized that that's pretty much the limit of of most of the value in these games at the time, and it's not gonna it as you get older, you kind of want things that are guaranteed to you're guaranteed to enjoy, and you're not going to go into it saying, okay, well, I'm gonna get some enjoyment out of this, and then just find it a miserable slog. And a lot of the Nintendo games are Nintendo hard. Right? I have a deep love for Zelda 2, and it's a hard game, but but one of the reasons I like it so much is during that period, when I was playing Zelda 2 as a kid, was also playing like I also played Ghosts and Goblins and Ninja Gaiden, and those games are extremely difficult, and there's not even a leveling up process, or and some areas that are just grossly difficult to get through, uh, you know, and it's just like, oof. So by comparison, Zelda 2 was something that I enjoyed, even though it's the black sheep of the Zelda series. But yeah, there's so much Nintendo hard stuff on this little mini that I don't think I'm gonna bother pushing through the, you know, as an adult, I look back on it and it's like, you know, it's cheap thrills. It's not there's not a whole lot of lasting value in these games. They're fun. There's nostalgia, but you know, you gotta at some point you gotta move on. But yeah, you know, it's a fun little thing, um, but definitely, you know, hits on the point that video games are not. You know, if you find yourself getting frustrated by a video game, you should probably stop and go do something else, and that you know is going to be you're going to enjoy and it's going to be valuable to you in the long term, right? Because that's that's the lesson that you know, wasn't taught to many kids. Certainly wasn't uh, hit home hard enough with me, and you know, many people in our generation just don't have a very both of my generation and the previous generation and the forthcoming generation don't have a good sense of value, a good sense of the use of getting joy out of a good use of their time, and it just becomes very difficult to change the old habits. But you know, maybe I mean, I'm going to play it a little bit. It's a fun little thing. My setup is where, you know, I'm much closer to the screens, so it's not the cord problem is not that big for me. Although, let's see, I can probably fit it. Yeah, I fit the entire cord in the frame, but yeah, it's not as big a deal for me. So my setup's much closer to the screen. I wear, you know, gamer glasses to deal with it, but yeah, it would have been nice for a second controller or longer controllers with the home button, but I'm not going to worry about it. So those are my thoughts on it. And it's a neat little thing. I appreciate my brother giving it to me. I don't know if we'll get the SNES Mini or SNES Classic. Yes, would like to, but not really overly drawn to it. So hopefully I'll be coming out with more of these videos. You know, with the new year, just having fun talking about the world. Now, the price point of $40 is, you know, it's like, oh, could they have done that? I don't know. It's just sort of where I emotionally feel I would have spent the money if it was you know, immediately available. And these days, I can't even keep $200 on hand. You know, I was thinking back regarding, you know, why, you know, the price point and my ability to have money on hand. It's just like not very existent. A period last year where I was trying to keep $200, you know, on hand in my room in case of emergencies, and maybe build up to a couple thousand in the bank account that I could have in case I had card troubles or other things. It's just like it's not that easy to acquire and not that easy to keep, just because the whole issue of employment is probably something I'll talk about in a later video. But that's what I wanted to discuss, and I will leave with that and a little bit of heart emoji with Nintendo. And thanks to my brothers, and wish them Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.